Hello everyone, welcome to Premier Math. Today we are going to discuss some important math problems on income and expenditure based on previous year questions. We'll be solving all these questions using speed matrix. So let's start our session. Our first question is:
a man spends 60% of his salary on household expenses, 20% of his salary on rent, and out of remaining salary he donated 80% to a trust. If he is left with rupees 20,000, then what is his salary? Consider 100 rupees as his salary. Then out of his 100 rupees, 60% he spent on household. So 60% means 60 rupees on 100 he spent on household, and 20% he spent on rent. 20% means 20 rupees he spent on rent. Remaining is 20%, that is 20 rupees. So out of this 20 rupees, he donated 80% to a trust. So out of this 20 rupees, he donated 80%. 80% means 10% is 2. 10% of 20 is 2. So 2 into 8, 16 is 80%. So he donated 16 rupees. 16 rupees to a trust. Remaining is 4 rupees. So remaining is 4 rupees means here in the question remaining is 20,000. So this 4 rupees is 20,000. Then 1 rupee is equal to 5,000. So here 1 rupee is 5,000 means we need to find out what is 100 rupees. 100 rupees is equal to 100 into 5,000, that is 5 lakh. Option 2 is your answer.
a man spends 74% of his income. If his expenditure increases by 30% and savings increases by 25%, by what percentage will his income increase? Here consider 100 rupees as his income. Now he spends 74% means out of 100, 74 he spent, and remaining 26 is his savings. Now out of the 74, his expenditure increases by 30%. Now, increment of 30% in this 74 means 10% of 74 is equal to 7.4. So, 30% is 3 into 7.4. 3 into 4 is 12. 1. 3 into 7 is 21 plus 1, 22. So, 22.2 parts, 22.2 rupees increment in the income. Now, here savings increases by 25%. So, 25% means 1 by 4. So, 1 by 4 of 26 is equal to 4 goes 6 times in 24, remaining 2, 4 goes 5 times in 25. So, increment is 6.5 rupees. Now, total increment is equal to 28.7 rupees. So, 28.7%, option 1 is your answer. Total income of 2 persons A and B is 42,000. If income of A and B increases by 8% and 3% respectively, then total income of A and B increases by 2,800. Find the income of B. Here 42,000 is the income of A and B, that is A plus B. Now income of A increases by 8% and B increases by 3%. I will write 3% as 8 minus 5%. That is, I have to take this 8% common. That is, here 8% of A plus 8% of B is equal to 8% of A plus B. A plus B is 42,000. So this is A plus B. Now take 8% of 42,000. 1% is 420. The net percentage is 8 into 420. So this is equal to 8 into 2, 16. 8 into 4, 32 plus 1, 33. So here 8% of A plus B is equal to 3360. And here total income increases by 2800 means here increment is 8% of A and 3% of B. So 8% of A plus 3% of B is equal to 2800. Now if you take this subtraction, that is, if you take the difference from this, you will get 5% of B. Because here this is 8% of A plus 8% of B. And here this is 8% of A plus 3% of B. Now 8% and cancel, remaining 8 minus 3, 5% of B, which is equal to 3360 minus 2800, which is 13 minus 8 is 5. So 560. 5% of B is 560 means we need 100% of B. That is, we need income of B. Income of B means 100%. So multiply it with 20. 20 into 5% is 100. So 560 into 20 is B's income, which is equal to 56 into 2 is 112. So 112,000. Option B is your answer.
Mr. Amar spends 50% of his monthly income on household items, and out of the remaining, he spends 25% on traveling, 30% on entertainment, 15% on shopping, and remaining amount of rupees 900 is saved. What is Mr. Amar's monthly income? Here, Amar spent 50% on household items, and on the remaining 50%, he spends 25% on traveling, 30% on entertainment, 15% on shopping, and 900 rupees out of this 50% he saved. If you look at this in terms of percentage, 100% is the monthly income, and out of 100%, 50% he already spends for household items, and for the remaining 50%, 70% he spends for other expenditure, that is traveling plus entertain plus shopping. 25 plus 30 plus 15 is 70%. So 70% he spends for other expenditure, and the remaining 30% is the savings here. That means 30% of 50% is 900 here. 900 rupees out of 50% he saved. So 30% of 50%. So 30% of 50% is the savings here. That is 900 rupees. 50% of 30% is the savings here. So it can be written as 50% as half. Then half of 30 is 15%. So 15% is 900 means 100% is 900 divided by 15 into 100, which is equal to 15 goes 6 times in 90. So 6,000 is the monthly income here. If 15% is 900, then 100% is the total income. 100% is 6,000 rupees. So income is 6,000 rupees. Option A is your answer. If the price of sugar is increased by 25%, by how much percent must a householder reduce his consumption of sugar so as not to increase his expenditure on sugar? Let us consider initial expenditure of sugar as 100 rupees. Now the price is increased by 25% means new expenditure is 100 plus 25, 125 rupees. Now the difference in expenditure is 25 rupees. Here, price has increased, but this householder do not want to increase his expenditure on sugar. He want to keep it as 100 rupees. Initially, he spent 100 rupees for sugar. Finally, the current price is 125, but he don't want to spend 125 rupees. He only want to spend 100 rupees. So, he need to reduce his consumption in order to keep the expenditure as 100 rupees. Then, percentage reduction in consumption is here 25 rupees has to be cut from this 125 rupees in order to keep the initial expenditure. That is 25 rupees has to be cut from this 125 rupees. Then percentage reduction in consumption is, if you convert it in terms of percentage, multiply it with 100. That is 25 by 125 into 100, which is equal to, here 25 goes 5 times in 125, 5 goes 20 times in 100. Then 20% is the percentage reduction in consumption. So this householder needs to reduce 20% consumption on sugar. Option D is your answer. If you have doubt, use this formula. That is, use P by 100 plus P into 100. A person's salary was decreased by 50% and subsequently increased by 50%. Then again increased by 100%. How much percentage does he lose or gain? Consider initial salary of this person as 100 rupees. Then salary decreased by 50% means 50% decrement means 50% of 100 is 50. So 100 minus 50, 50 rupees is the salary after reduction. Now again this is increased by 50%. Now 50% increment on this 50 means 50% of 50 is equal to 25 rupees. So 50 plus 25, 75 rupees is the current salary. Now again this 75 again increased by 100%. 100% increment on this 75 means 100% of 75 is 75 rupees. So 75 plus 75, 150 rupees is the final salary. Now, how much is the percentage loss or gain means here 100 is the initial salary and 150 is the final salary. That is increment is equal to 50 rupees. 50 rupees means 50 percentage. 50 percentage of 100 is 50 rupees. So 50 percentage gain means option 2 is your answer.
A person spent 40% of his monthly income. The monthly income of the person is increased by 15% and his expenditure is decreased by 22%. What is approximate percentage increase in his savings? Here, consider 100 rupees as his initial income and out of this, he spends 40%. Then remaining 60% is savings. Now, income increased to 15% means new income is 115 rupees and here expenditure decreased by 22%. So decreased by 22% means 22% of the previous expenditure is decreased. Now remaining is 78% of the previous expenditure, which is equal to 78% of previous expenditure is 40% of 100, which is equal to percentage and double zero cancel. 4 into 8 is 32. 4 into 7 is 28. 28 plus 3 is equal to 31. So here there is percentage. So 31.2 rupees. So new expenditure is equal to 31.2 rupees out of this 115 rupees income. New income. Now remaining is equal to his savings, which is 115 minus 31.2 rupees. So 115 minus 30 is equal to 100 minus 30 is 70. So 115 minus 30 is equal to 85. 85 minus 1.2 is equal to 83.8. Now new savings is 83.8 means here the increment is from this initial savings which is 60. So 60 to 83.8 increment is 23.8. So this 23.8 increment is out of this initial saving 60. So convert it into percentage. 20 goes 3 times in 60, 5 times in 100. Now 3 goes around 8 times in 24. Now 8 into 5 is around 40. So option 1 is your answer.
Abhi saves 40% of his monthly income. Next month, if his income increases by 30% and he saves 50% of his income, what is the percentage change in his expenditure from present month to next month? Consider initial income as 100 rupees, then he saved 40% of it. So remaining 60 is his expenditure. Now income increases by 30% means new income is 130 rupees. Out of this, he saves 50%. So 50% of 130 is 1 by 2 of 130, which is 65. Now remaining 65 rupees is his expenditure. Now the increment is plus 5 rupees out of this 60 rupees. Now 5 out of 60. This 5 rupees increment is from 60 rupees. So 5 out of 60 into 100 is equal to 20 goes 3 times in 60, 20 goes 5 times in 100. 5 into 5 by 3 is 25 by 3. 3 goes 8 times in 24, remaining is 1 by 3. So 8.1 by 3 percentage, 8.33 percentage increment. This 5 rupees increment is from this previous 60 rupees.
A saves 35% of his income. If his income increases by 20.1% and his expenditure increases by 20%, then by what percentage do his savings increase or decrease? Here, consider 100 rupees as his income. Now, out of this 100 rupees, he saves 35%. That is 35 rupees he saves. Remaining 65 rupees he spent. Now his income increases by 20.1% means 100 plus 20.1, 120.1 is the new income. Now, expenditure increases by 20% means expenditure is 65. So, increment of 20% means 10% is 6.5. Then, 20% is 6.5 into 2, that is 13. So, 65 plus 13, 78 is the new expenditure. So in this 120.1 rupees, 78 rupees is the expenditure. Remaining is the savings. So savings is equal to 120.1 minus 78. 80 plus 40 is 120. So this is 42.1. So savings, new savings is 42.1. Now the increment is from this 35. So increment is equal to 7.1 rupees. 42.1 minus 35 is 7.1. So this 7.1 is out of this 35. 7.1 increment is from this initial 35 rupees. So into 100 is equal to 5 goes 20 times in 100, 5 goes 7 times in 35. So 7.1 into 20 is 71 into 2, 142 divided by 7, which is equal to 7 goes 20 times in 140, remaining 2. 7 goes around 3 times. So option 1 is your answer, 20.3% increment. A spends 65% of his income. His income is increased by 20.1% and the expenditure is increased by 20%. By what percentage does his savings increase or decrease? Here, consider 100 rupees as his initial income. Now, income is increased by 20.1% means 20.1% of 100 is 20.1. So, income is increased to 120.1 rupees. Now, initially, he spent 65% of his income. Initially, his income was 100 rupees. Out of this 100, he spent, that is, his expenditure was 65 rupees. Then, the remaining 35 rupees is his savings. Now, in expenditure also increased by 20%, which means 20% is the increment. Increment means plus. So, 20 by 100 means 1 by 5. So, plus 1 by 5 means if 5 part is the initial expenditure, 5 plus 1, 6 part is the new expenditure. Now, we already know initially expenditure was 65 rupees. So, this 5 part is the initial expenditure. So, 5 part is 65 means 5 into 13 is 65. Then new expenditure is 6 part. So, 6 into 13 is 78 rupees. Which means here 78 rupees is the new expenditure. New expenditure is 78 rupees. Which means new savings is equal to 120 minus 78. 120.1 minus 78, which is equal to 42.1 rupees. Now you can see initially savings was 35 rupees. Finally savings is 42.1 rupees. Now here this is increment. This is increment. Increment is 35 plus 7.1 is 42.1. Here increment is 7.1 rupees. And this 7.1 rupees increment is from this 35 rupees. So, percentage increment is equal to 7.1 increment is generated from this 35 rupees. So, 7.1 by 35 into 100 rupees. Consider this as 7. 7 goes 5 times in 35. 5 goes 20 times in 100. So, this is around 20%. So, option 1 is your answer. If the price of an article is raised by 35%, by how much percentage must a householder reduce his consumption of that article so as not to increase his expenditure? Consider initial rate as 100 rupees. Then it is increased to 35% means final price is 135 rupees. So 35 rupees increment. Now we should reduce this 35 rupees increment from this increased price 135 in order to maintain the same consumption. That is, we should reduce this 35 rupees increment from the increased price 135 to maintain the same consumption. Now 5 goes 7 times in 35, 5 goes 2 times in 13, 5 goes 7 times in 35. So 700 by 27. Now if you look at the option, this is equal to 27 goes 25 times in 700. So remaining is 25 into 27 is equal to 7 into 5, 35. 3 remaining, 2 into 7, 14 plus 10, 24, 24 plus 3, 27, 2 into 2 plus 2, 6. So 675. 700 minus 675 is equal to 25. So 25 into 25 out of 27. So option 3 is your answer. Ratio of monthly incomes of A and B is 11 is to 3 and the ratio of their expenditure is 9 is to 11. If both of them manage to save rupees 4,000 per month, find the difference in their incomes. Here monthly income is in the ratio 11 is to 3 and expenditure is in the ratio 9 is to 11. Now you can see here difference between income and expenditure is equal to 2 part. 13 minus 11 is 2 part, 11 minus 9 is also 2 part. And this 2 part is given in the question as 4,000 rupees. And here we need difference between their income. Difference between their income is 13 minus 11 is 2 part. Now you can see here difference is same, that is 2 part, which is 4,000. So option 3 is your answer. This is income and this is expenditure ratio and 2 part is equal to 4,000 as well. A person's salary was decreased by 50% and subsequently increased by 50%. By what much percentage does his salary increase or decrease? Initially consider 100 rupees was the salary, then decreased by 50% means 100 minus 50 is 50 rupees current salary. Again increased by 50% means 50% of 50 is 25. So 50 plus 25, 75 rupees. Now salary is 75. So decrement is equal to 25%. 100 minus 75, 25%. Option 4 is your answer.